I'm here with Eric Bonneton. He is the owner here at Bread and Vine, right here on Main Street in Galena, Illinois. And this is a very interesting concept. It's a little bit of everything. You've got your full bar, but also you're smacked in the face with a bunch of pastries as soon as you walk in. It's a little bit of everything. Tell me a little bit, what's going on here at Bread and Vine?
Well, so that was a long story. You know, I used to open restaurants and bars and nightclubs, you know, all over the world. I was in Shanghai, in China, when COVID started.
Oh, wow.
And then, so I used to have 1,500 employees. I have 8 restaurants, nightclubs, lounges, and so forth.
Big.
A big operation. And then, so when COVID started, then I lost my job. Oh, automatically, I was the first.
Right.
I went back to the States. My wife, she's from Chicago. So we have a house in Chicago, not too far from here, about 2.5 hours. And then, so I came back, I said to her, I said, listen, at the time it was a complete shutdown in the country, including Chicago, New York, big cities, you know. And then on the weekend, when I came back, on the weekend we used to come to Galena, that little town, which I never heard before. That little town was busy. And I was
busy.
Yeah, it was busy. So I'm like, oh wow, it's an interesting little town. And then one day we were here on the weekend, and then we met a wonderful couple, John and Doug, who actually owns the building. And then at the bar next door, and then we're having a drink. And then she told me, they said, oh, you know, I heard you opening a lot of places and restaurants and all over the place. I said, we have a little space in our building which we don't know what to do with. I'm like, okay, fine. So can you give me a tour of that little place?
I mean, that's incredible. Going from, you know, being in charge of 1,500 employees, jet setting across the world, opening up restaurants, to opening this quaint little shop here in Galena. Hey, you know, we're going to get back into it, but I tell you what, this bruschetta that we got in front of us looks amazing. Tell me, what do we have on here?
So the whole concept, my wife and I decided to, we didn't want to open like a traditional restaurant, which I could have done at the time. So we wanted to create a concept, first of all, affordable for everybody, everyone. And then something like, you know, we have small plates. This is a bite, okay? So right now you have a little crouton with blue cheese, you have prosciutto, cornichon, which is the French pickle. On top of that, you have the sun-dried tomato, you know, served with a jalapeno pineapple marmalade. So that's something you can share with your friend. You can have with a cocktail, like right now you have a mezcalito, which is a cocktail made with mezcal and tamarindo.
This is amazing.
And
really
then we also wanted to, you know, I'm French, obviously, my accent, but I didn't want to create like a complete French restaurant or French concept, because obviously other people do it, and I just didn't want to do just French. So I brought some, you know, I live in Miami for many years, I live in New York for many years, so I brought something from Miami. We have a cubanito, which is a Cuban sandwich made with pork chop, shredded pork, ham and cheese. We brought some, we go in Asia every year with my wife. So we brought the bao bun, you know, same thing. So we have, you know, the poutine, you know, obviously there's like the poutine is like a big plate of French fries with shredded pork and a lot of cheese, as you know. Yeah, so that's what we wanted to do. That we brought this from Mexico, obviously, because we go to Mexico a lot. So we like mezcal.
Oh,
you know.
I love that. I love mezcal. It's, you know, it's tequila, but just a little bit different.
That's right.
Okay, now we've got this pot here. I've been waiting for the secret of what is under here.
So here we have Prince Edward mussels from East Coast. They toasted with garlic and creme fraiche.
Okay.
You know, so you can dig in there.
I'm gonna grab a couple here. Oh, wow.
And in France we call that moule frites. So it's like mussels and French fries. So, and then at the end, you can take the French fries and you dip it into the bottom of the pot. Yes. Mm-hmm. Keep it warm.
This is absolutely, it's rich, but it's also
Thank you.
That the flavor of the mussels. Once again, a fairly bold flavor as far as, you know, that little bit of fishiness to it. But this is absolutely, I love that richness of this cream sauce. And I'm sure it's absolutely perfect for dipping French fries in. Ooh.
I create the buzz also during the construction because I put some, I was covering the window with like, you know, a bakery and pictures of the things I was supposed to do. And that's it. So the first day I opened the place, it was a
line
outside.
I mean, well, when you put pictures of food like this out, you're gonna get a reaction, especially these macarons here, which is just absolutely.
So
I mean, these look so nice.
So those are the macaroons, okay? So this is like about 15% of my gross sales in my restaurant. It's incredible. I mean, there's no other places around, probably around Chicago, where we can get a palette, different diversity of those flavors of macaroons.
That lemon one I just had, it's so just pop. It's just big pop of flavor, and that's what you love about macarons is just how the small, little tiny bites. It's hard to eat 30 of them at a time
true.
because they're just so rich. So 15% of your sales,
yeah,
you're all doing on macarons.
On the macarons. We do like in the summertime, we do about 4,000, between 3 to 4,000 a week.
3 to 4,000 a week.
So that would be impossible for me to make it.
And they look fabulous. Every single one of these is a piece of art. I mean, same with your bruschetta is also just really beautiful looking, and also just.
And actually, I want to mention those boards also.
Yeah.
So those boards are made with a local artist called Paul. He owns a store down the street called Spoon. And then, so originally he wanted me to put my logo on it, and I just decided I didn't want to put my logo on it because I wanted to put his logo.
Put his logo on.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about Galena. It's a real community.
Right.
Every single shop is looking out for the other one on this street, and just building a wonderful community and building some amazing flavors. Beautiful plating. And absolutely wonderful.
Great community, Galena.
Well, welcome to the community.
Yeah, well,
really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.